Okay. Last session we have started with the time and work related problems, and we have discussed the 5 different models in that particular technique. Today we are going to discuss the 6th one. Look at the problem. A can do the piece of work in X days and B can do the piece of work in Y days respectively. Okay, so A can do the particular work in X days and B can do the same work in Y days. In this problem, A and B are working together for particular number of days. Then A or B, any one of them are leaving the work. The remaining work is done by the remaining person. So consider this scenario. For that, how do we can calculate is the important thing, and it is a repeated question in the all the question papers. Okay, so consider A can do the work in X days, B can do the work in Y days. Now A and B are working together. A and B are working together, and A leaving the work n days before the completion. N days before the completion. For example, consider A can finish the work in 10 days, B can finish the same work in 15 days, and A and B are working together, and 5 days before the completion, A leaving the work, then B alone working the remaining days, and what is the time to complete the job? Okay, for this kind of problem, we can use a simple technique, that is the total number of work, that is X plus Y. In the denominator, we are using the total number of days that they are working, 10 plus 15. The x-axis, A is leaving. So I am going to take the time taken by A into number of days before number of days before he is leaving. So I am going to take that particular notation as a n. So x into n into y. This is a simple problem, and we can solve this by using the formula given. Okay. Similarly, if B is leaving, instead of A leaving, if B is leaving n days before the completion, means the formula will like that. Same, denominator is same, x plus y, total work x plus y is common. In the numerator, instead of x, what is the time taken by B? Y. So I am going to take y plus n, and it is multiplied with x, So this is the 6th shortcut that we are discussing in the work and time related problems. Okay, so note down the problem. A can do the piece of work in 10 days. A can do the piece of work in 10 days, and B can do the same work in 15 days. B can do the same work in 15 days. They begin working together. And 5 days before completion, B leaves the work. B leaves the work. Find the total number of days for the work to be completed. Okay, so we need to calculate the time. So here B is leaving. So I have taken the time completed by A is x, and time completed by B is y. So the formula is y plus n multiplied with x divided by x plus y. So I'm going to take 15, y as 15, 15 multiplied with number of days before he is leaving, 5. So 15 into 5, that 15 plus 5, 15 plus 5 multiplied with the time taken by A, that is 10, divided by 10 plus 15, 10 plus 15. So 15 plus 5, 20, 20 into 100, 200. So 200 by 25. So if it takes 8 days to complete, it takes 8 days to complete. Again the same problem, consider A is leaving 5 days before the completion. A is leaving before the 5 days. So the equation like be like 10 plus 5, 10 plus 5 multiplied with 15 divided by x plus y is same 25. So 15 into 15, 225, 225 by 25, and it takes 9 days to complete the work. 9 days to complete the work. Okay. Any doubts? Am I audible? Okay. So I'm moving into the next set of problems. That is the 7th one. Okay. In this case, again A and B. I'm going to take 2 persons A and B, and A shall complete the work in X days, and B shall complete the work in Y days. Okay. Again they are working together. After some time, A leaves the work. Consider A leaves the work. They won't give the number of days they are working together. Okay, you need to calculate it. A is leaving the work after some time, and remaining work is done by B alone. B alone working for n days. Okay, so you need to calculate total time or how many days they are working together. Okay, so that is the thing we need to calculate. Note down the problem. Okay, A shall complete the work in 40 days. A shall complete the work in 40 days. Similar work, B shall complete the same work in 50 days. B shall complete the work in 50 days. Both begin their working together, but after some time A leaves the work and B works 20 days thereafter. B works 20 days thereafter. And how many days A and B worked together? How many days A and B worked together? So here the problem is A alone shall finish the work in 40 days, B alone shall finish the work in 50 days, and A and B are working T hours or T days. A and B are working for T days. After this T days, A is leaving the work and B continued the work, and he finished the work 20 days after A leaves the work. 20 days after A leaves the work. So we need to calculate the time they worked together. They worked together. So I have taken that time as T. So the formula to calculate T is equal to Y, number of days B worked, minus N multiplied with number of days A alone finished the work, that is X, divided by X plus Y. X plus Y. So in this case, B alone finished the work in 50 days, but he worked 20 days alone after A leaved. So 50 minus 20 multiplied with A alone 40 days. So 50 minus 20 into 40 divided by X. X means A alone worked 40 days plus B alone shall finish the work in 50 days. And I am solving this. 30 into 40, 1200 divided by 90, 1200 by 90, and I am simplifying it, and I am getting the value of 120 by 9, 120 by 9. Further I simplified that, I am getting 40 by 3. So the final answer will be like 13 into 1 by 3. 13 1 by 3. That is 13 into 3, 39 plus 1, 40. So 13 into 1 by 3. So this is a final answer. Okay, if in case of B left the work and A alone completed after 20 days, means the formula will be like X minus N into Y divided by X plus Y. Okay, any doubts? Okay, these are all the 7 different types of problems they may ask in the time and work related questions. Okay, any doubts in these 7 different methods? Okay, I will post this material in the Google Classroom. Okay, try to solve it. Okay, Google number 14. Number 14, Google. Number 14, Google. Number 45, Tom Jacob.